Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. In today's MMA and UFC news, Daniel Cormier gets into a heated argument with Phil Hawes before the post-fight interview at UFC Austin.
Be respectful. Don't talk like I looked at me. I don't want to apologize. Be respectful. Don't do that. No, I didn't. You didn't beat me. I know. I don't pick fights.
Phil Hawes apologized to Cormier at the post-fight press conference and said he realized after a minute of who he was talking to.
Right before he walked in, I was just watching a little bit of beef with DC after the fight. What happened there?
Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding on my behalf, because DC is such a role model to me, you know what I mean? 2-weight world champion, and just a freaking stellar dude. So there's a little miscommunication and wrong place, wrong time. I apologize, DC. Don't beat me up.
Yeah, it was what looked like one of those things where you'd realize you'd got heated up, and then as he was like shouting back, you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Sorry, DC. Yeah, patient.
Michael Bisping and Anthony Smith talk about Glover's chances of getting another title shot after his loss to Yuri Prochazka at UFC 275.
If you were to lean one way, what do you think the UFC will do? Because you are right. I think, well, come on, you only got to look at the guy's age. He's 42. Of course, he's at the end of his career. How long will he go for? Will he do one more? Will he do 3 more? We don't know. But you can count on one hand the amount of fights he could potentially have. It's probably going to be a couple more. Do you think they'll do that in your heart of hearts? What do you think? Because it was, as you said, one of the best fights ever. Rakic is there. Ankalaev is there. You're there. Blachowicz is there. You're all there, and you can all make a kind of case. You can all, stake your claim. But that was something else. That fight had everything. Talking of drama. Okay, to your point, a few mistakes.
Yeah.
But all
fights have mistakes. That was just my takeaway from it. You know what I mean? Like you said, as a guy in the division, that was the takeaway. Holy fuck, that was one of the best fights I've ever seen. They both made a lot of mistakes though. I don't know if he will. If I had to put money on it, I would say no. Because, Blachowicz went in there, won the title, then beat fucking Adesanya, loses his title and doesn't get a rematch. So, I mean, I don't know how heavy they're going to weigh the excitement of that fight. So, I don't know. I mean, part of me hopes so. Part of me hopes not.
Joe Rogan explains the health benefits of the cold plunge and why it's become such an important part of his workout regimen.
Hello, friends. I want to talk today about something that I'm very appreciative of, and this is my cold plunge, my Morozko Forge cold plunge. The benefits for resilience, the benefits for my mind and for inflammation for my body. My body feels so good. All my soreness that was generally just an ordinary part of everyday life. A massive amount of that has been dissipated, but I haven't stopped working out just as hard. It's just this sauna and cold plunge routine that I do. It's made a giant difference, and it just makes me feel great. These things, ice bath and sauna, and definitely really rigorous exercise, just make a giant difference in your physical well-being, and maybe just as important, if not more important, your mental well-being. Like, my mind feels so much better after a hard workout and after a good sauna session and a good ice bath session. They're not cheap, but they're really, really well made. And if you can't afford this, just get some ice and fill the bathtub up with cold water and pour a bunch of ice in there. It's really good for you.
Daniel Cormier says he likes the idea of Khabib and Tony in The Ultimate Fighter because Khabib would be annoyed for a full 6 weeks.
I'm tapping in because I think it'll be good TV, because every time Khabib had to operate around Tony Ferguson, it was absolute pleasure to watch. It was so fun and funny because he annoys him. Tony Ferguson annoys him and annoys him bad. So I would love to see him annoyed over the course of 6 weeks on national television. It would be absolutely tremendous. Just like Ryan, this show is tremendous every single week, and one of the best times I have every single time, every week, dude. This is one of the best and most fun things that I do.
1 month after Donald Cerrone had to pull out of the fight against Joe Lauzon, it was Lauzon that had to pull out of the fight yesterday due to illness. Ariel Helwani tweeted out, "Pretty wild. Last month, canceled on fight day because Cerrone got sick. Today, canceled on fight day because of a health issue with Lauzon. He weighed in yesterday but didn't show up to the ceremonials because he wasn't feeling well.
I'm not fighting Cowboy Cerrone tonight. The freakiest, weirdest thing ever. I weigh in officially, everything's fine. I go to sit down, chairs where all the fighters are, and I go to put my socks on because I have flip-flops on, so I go to put my socks on. I turn my knee out, and my knee locks up. I'm trying to not make a scene and let people know I got a problem with my knee. So I sit there a couple minutes, and eventually I hopped on one of my cornermen's backs, jumped on Frank's back, acted like I was choking him like we're being funny, but I couldn't stand it. I try to unlock my knee like I always do. It's not happening. It's not doing it. I literally can't put any weight on my left leg, like none. I can't stand. I can't even stand. I can't fight.
Dana White said they will not be rebooking the fight. Sean O'Malley discusses people doubting his grappling skills and how excited they're going to be when he gets to show them off.
Because I haven't really been taken down much in my fights, but I remember talking Roy Gomi's neck, a couple of years ago, back in I think it's 2019 in the grappling match. Win 9 minutes with Gilbert Melendez. I know how to grapple. I just haven't had to use it, and so I think that's where people kind of think, oh, he's a good striker, but he can't grapple. Just take him down. So people are going to find out maybe this fight, hopefully not. Ideally, I go in there, Pedro can't touch me, and I dot him up for 15 minutes. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'm excited. I'm very, very freaking excited for this fight.
Jorge Masvidal was recently on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani, and he was asked how Kamaru Usman would do in a boxing match against Canelo Alvarez.
Can I ask, I know you're a big boxing guy. Kamaru Usman has been talking about boxing Canelo. Do you think he would be able to hang with him? Do you think he'd be able to beat him?
I think Canelo would embarrass him. I know that Usman might have got that good right hand on me and stuff, but that's because the takedowns help set that up. In boxing, there is no takedowns. Usman doesn't have speed or reflexes. He's gotten a lot better than when he first started, but I think that'd be the worst stylistic matchup for him as well too, because Canelo can fight on the inside. He sees, he can slip, and he has insane power. Doesn't get tired in fights. I just don't see the outcome well for Usman at all.
Tyron Woodley believes the UFC catapulted Sage Northcutt and Paige Van Zandt too fast, too soon. Tyron trained with Sage. He said, "They force feed what happened. When you forced Sage Northcutt on us, no shade, that's my homie, but they pressed him too quick. He wasn't ready. I was his training partner. He would have been great. He could have been a champion. He gave me many, many whoopings in the gym, but then he couldn't take it when somebody went to submit him. He couldn't take pressure. If he couldn't get right up, it would frustrate him. That was the thing me and my coach wanted to work with him on, all because he was so young. So Sage, Paige Van Zandt, all these people they wanted us to be like, this is the person, but they still gotta win. What happens when you flip around and blow somebody up to, this is the person, and they lose to Charles Oliveira? He may not want Gaethje there because he doesn't care and just says crazy things, but he may not be able to hang with Charles Oliveira. The sport is the sport." Guys, thanks so much for checking out MMA Library. If you like the content we do here on this channel, please like and subscribe for all the latest MMA and UFC news, and we'll see you in the next video.